Hi, my name is CJ Jordan, and I'm doing a video to talk about my readability project for EL 416. I did a project over Algebra to Go, 8th grade, so I already kind of know that it's meant for 8th graders. But one of my pieces was 10 sentences, 126 syllables. Another one was 8.7 sentences, 152 syllables. And my third one was 10 sentences and 163 syllables. When I was finished graphing, I don't know if you can see this, but my dots are kind of not really consistent to the 8th grade expectations, but I believe that's because specifically with math books, you can have words like multiplication and that has 5 syllables in it, but it's not really a difficult word. Like a child could see multiplication and understand what they're meant to do. Also, some sentences in math go on a really long amount because there'll be numbers in them and it'll be explaining how to do a problem and things like that. So I think it makes sense as to why it doesn't really coordinate with how a regular like history book would be, where it's just talking about examples of history, or a science book where it's just explaining the steps in a project or something along those lines. So it makes sense to me as why math doesn't coordinate with the graph. So let me just look at okay. So how this text should be used in a classroom is obviously that not very many people take the time to read a math book, but more so you just look at the examples in it, and that helps to understand something. Also, what's really helpful in this text are the definitions. If you don't understand what multiplication is, or you don't understand, I don't know, it's an algebra book, so if you don't understand how to find functions, like the answers to functions, or how to graph something, you could look at the definition of that, because if you don't know the definition, it's kind of hard to complete the project or the assignment. And how you can make the adaptations for diversity of students. Definitely you could just make it more hands-on. I don't suggest, personally me, when I'm a teacher, I'm probably not going to do a lot of assigned book reading as much as I am going to do a lot of hands-on examples and projects and team work together to help the kids understand, because math books seem to be very dry and it's hard for them to read. Granted, you should learn how to read a math book in case you have a teacher that doesn't go into explanation of a subject and you have to teach yourself. So I think that's important also. But if I was teaching 8th graders, I don't think I would expect them to understand every word of a textbook. So I think a way to combat diversity is to just make it a lot more hands-on. I guess that's all I really have. I thought the project was interesting to see what differences it could make in the reading level depending on what choices of paragraphs you chose. For example, if you chose a paragraph that kind of just talked about how to do something, it might not have as many long syllable words as if you did choose like a paragraph that defined a property of math or something that would have a lot longer syllables. So that's my project. Thank you.